People divided by politics in one room, rooting for one team or another. Check out this exclusive new Harris poll. It shows that 76% of Democrats and 75% of Republicans say major cultural events like Sunday's big game deepen community connections that on other days feel fractured, if not entirely broken. Tim Shriver is the chairman of Special Olympics International. He's also the CEO and co-founder of Unite, which promotes national unity, and he joins us now. Tim, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You know, it seems like people don't meet face-to-face with their neighbors, with the people down the block as much as they used to, but the football game on Sunday, if it's big enough, could be one of those reasons to get together. Is that the key here, just seeing each other in real life?
Well, I think the finding is mixed. I mean, the bad news in the data is that only 48% of us feel connected to each other. Just over half, just 51% of us feel proud of our community, of our country. So the bad news is that we're feeling that division, that in our view, at least when you look at it closely, that contempt is driving us apart. We're afraid of each other. We're angry at each other. We're treating each other so badly. And then in comes the Super Bowl. So the good news is you get to the Super Bowl, a game where taunting is illegal, you know, it's a penalty, where you have Nick Sirianni at the end of the game saying that you can't be great without the greatness of others, that this is the ultimate team sport. And Americans rush to that. There's a starvation in our country for the kinds of qualities that the Super Bowl represents, this coming together across division, this playing and competing. Look, those guys competed out there. It's not that Americans shy away from competition in life or in politics or at work. It's just that they want to see it done in a way that celebrates the larger message that the team ultimately wins.
Well, with Tim, I want to draw out one part of that survey you mentioned. And for context, I'll just say you watch the Super Bowl, you see tons of American flags, you've got military flyovers sometimes, you've got first responders, law enforcement. There's a lot of rah-rah America and a moment where you might feel good about your country. And yet in that survey, most people, don't feel pride in America? Why do you think that is?
I think it's because we're fed a steady diet of contempt. I don't think it's a difference of opinion issue. I mean, look, democracy is based on differences of opinion. Differences of opinion are not the problem. They're actually the solution. The problem is that we're fed this diet of contempt, hatred, anger, vitriol, dehumanization. And that leads us to think, well, those people on the other side of this political issue or that are horrible people, instead of they have a different opinion. So the problem, in a way, is contempt, not difference. That's a big distinction. The solution to contempt is learning how to treat each other with dignity, which is exactly what you see on the football field. It's what I've seen my whole life at Special Olympics events. You know, you go to a Special Olympics event. I was at a game this past weekend here where I live, a basketball game. What do you see? You see everybody meeting, first of all, training and learning about each other, competing, and then celebrating. I mean, that's the American spirit. I mean, you know, maybe football is the ultimate team sport, but America is the ultimate team country when we're at our best.
So, Tim,
we haven't seen our best.
How do you take the unity and the dignity that we see on Super Bowl Sunday and extend that? How do we grow that long term? And also, I'd love to hear more about your Dignity Index, if you could explain what that is.
Yeah, the Dignity Index is a way of actually measuring how much dignity we use. So if I say, look, I disagree with you and I think you're vile, that would get a 2 on the Dignity Index. If I were to say, I disagree with you and I respect your opinion, that would get closer to a 6 on the Dignity Index. And if I were to say, no matter how much we disagree, I will always treat you with dignity no matter what, that would get an 8 on the Dignity Index. So it's a scoring tool. It doesn't say who's right or wrong. It doesn't suggest all opinions are equal. It just suggests that there's a way to see how we treat each other when our opinions differ. Look, the bottom line is when you see less than half of us feeling connected, there are many, many opportunities. Go out to a local Special Olympics event. The Police Athletic League is looking for volunteers. The Lions clubs are inviting people to join and come and learn how to serve their communities. We've got to get back to the basics of what it means to believe in the American spirit. I mean, after all, contempt and snark and hatred and call-outs and all these things. Those are, in my view at least, they're not the best of the American spirit. What's best in the American spirit is that we believe in us, that we take action when we see something that we can change, that we believe we can do it together. We're still idealists, you know, Americans. So Super Bowl Sunday reminds us it doesn't have to be one day a year. We can do this starting today. It can be Super Bowl Monday today. Get out, get involved, join a team, learn about others, compete in the marketplace of ideas, and celebrate.
It takes all of us. Tim Shriver, thank you so much.
Really well said, Tim. Thank you very much.
Thank you.